All right, I'm going to dive into how over-exercising can impact your weight. Now, for a lot of you thinking like, oh my gosh, exercise is good. The more I do, the better. The more exercise I do, the less I should weigh. No, that is not how that works. No, no. Now, overall, is exercising good? Yes, right? It provides an impact positively on your health when it's done correctly. And I do recommend working with a trainer if you don't know where to start, if you haven't worked out in a long time, or you're not consistent enough. But oftentimes we jump into some type of exercise program, exercise protocol, and we're doing things that are just so hard on our systems. And we go from 0 to 100 really, really quickly. I'm Dr. Beth Wesley, women's health and hormone expert, author of the books The Female Fat Solution and The Female Menopause Solution. These are on Amazon, great resources on nutrition for your cycle and nutrition for hormones. And when we talk about how exercise impacts our hormones, this is one of the biggest things where I see gals just essentially shooting yourself in the foot. You are trying so hard to make a positive impact on your health, get a different result, and if you're over exercising, you're really working uphill, right? So what is over exercising? It would be exercising too long for what your body is conditioned for. It's exercising too intensely for what is healthy for your hormone levels. And if you're like, how do I know what my hormone levels are and what would be within a healthy range? Dutch test. I do Dutch testing. This is hormone testing to test your levels. So there's a link in the comments that you can look at that tells you all about hormone testing and where to get your Dutch test. So this tests your estrogens, progesterones, your androgens, as well as your cortisol and adrenal function. So this tells us a ton about what your system can handle. It tells us a ton about what your body can actually start with. So you're not doing too much too fast too soon, because over exercising does not actually move you forward. Over exercising actually keeps you in the same spot and makes things worse. So when we talk about this, the impact of over exercising on your system and on your weight, oftentimes what it will do is you're thinking like, gosh, I'm trying to maintain muscle tissue, but what I'm doing is actually taxing my muscle tissue and causing my body to decrease in metabolism, which means I'm not actually getting to fat burning and I'm not actually staying in fat burning. One of the things that exercise should do for us is help us burn more fat. But if your system is being overextended in terms of movement and activity and intensity for what it's used to, and you're not fueling your body properly for this, it will decrease your metabolism overall. It will also increase fat storage. Now, for the female body, our bodies store fat naturally. That's what they're designed to do. They're so good at it. Thank you. Yes, thank you, but no thank you, right? I'm exercising to get rid of the fat. How is it going to increase fat storage? Because of your hormone levels. And again, we learn this by looking at your Dutch test and by seeing what your levels are. But if your cortisol levels are too low or even too high, this is how your body will respond. And then what that leads to is more of a cortisol issue and can then lead to adrenal fatigue. Adrenal fatigue, that means that there's no way that your system is going to care at all about fat burning, no matter what you do. It's not going to matter what you eat, how much you eat, when you eat, all those things. I was chatting with somebody today. This was fascinating. This gal, very smart gal, very, very smart. She's like, I have been into fitness for most of my life. I have not always been perfect on a program or whatever, but I've done these things, I've done that things, and I've enjoyed this. I've gone to boot camps, I've gone to other classes at the gym, I've done beach body stuff, I've done this, that, and the other. But a lot of times when I was doing those programs, I was eating 1,400 calories a day, and I was really trying to push myself every time I worked out. And then sometimes I was doing double classes and everything else. Double boot camps. That's over exercising for what you're fueling your body for. And she's like, it would work at first, or it worked like the first time I would do something, but now none of that is working anymore. And I was like, yeah. Because we were going over her hormone test at this time. Because this is where you're at. This is what's going on for you. And now you're having fat storage increase. And she's like, yeah, I went on a girls' weekend, and it's not like I even ate that bad. I had a couple of glasses of wine, and then I did have some dessert. And she's like, I gained over 5 pounds from this one weekend. And I was like, oh my God, like that is what I'm talking about. That is not normal. That's not a normal proportional response, right? That's what I call disproportionate weight gain. Disproportionate weight gain. If your metabolism is actually working for you, if this is actually working for you, even if you have a dessert, even if you have this every now and then on the weekend once, it shouldn't cause you to gain 5 pounds. Yeah. That doesn't mean that I should never eat a dessert. No, it means that your hormones are off, that your body is responding like this. And over-exercise can kick this into high gear. High gear. So not that you can't get to a point where you run more or something like that, right? So say you're like, oh, I have a bucket list goal. I want to run a marathon, or I want to run a half marathon. Depending on what your hormone levels are, you might have to start at a very different place and increase very slowly. So you're not irritating your system too much. So you're not doing more damage than actually making progress. So these are things that we cover. These are things that we talk about, and talk about what the right next best step is for you moving forward. So over-exercise can actually cause you to gain weight here. And this is because your metabolism decreases. You increase your fat storage. Right? These are two different things, by the way, in case you're like, well, isn't that the same thing? No. Your metabolism overall, meaning how your body burns fat, so you're not going to burn fat, and how your body stores fat is going to increase. Yeah. Two things working against you. And then you're also going to have adrenal fatigue, which can give you more exhaustion. It can disrupt your sleep, your circadian rhythms. You can have your hair falling out, muscle weakness. A lot of other issues can pop up because this. It can also throw off your hormones in your cycle too. Yay! So that's what I got for you. Again, if you're like, how do I know? Where do I start? What do I do? Go in the comments, get a Dutch test, and then we can go over what your results are and where the best place is to start for you. So other resources I have for you are my podcast, The Female Health Solution, and then my YouTube channel is called Dr. Beth Westy, and you can subscribe to that to stay updated on all the videos I have coming out. But if you're wanting to do more for your hormones in your cycle, I have my tinctures for estrogen and progesterone. These are used in place of seed cycling or with seed cycling. So days 1 through 14 and then days 15 through 28. These are specially formulated for the female body to maintain your hormone balance. And then there's also the Adrenal Balance one. This helps maintain your adrenal function and cortisol balance as well. So let me know if you guys have any other questions or if you need any other guidance. But otherwise, that's what I got for you tonight. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later.